Okay, we are back. This has been so fun. So, our next topic, we are going to do some myth busting. There are so many beauty myths out there that need to be burst, popping that bubble. And Ebru is just the person to do it. Because Ebru, for those of you who do not know, she is an immunologist, a doctor, and a beauty founder of her own skincare brand. And she's now an author of Empire of Mirrors, which you can get on Amazon, which is all about pulling the velvet curtain back on the billion-dollar beauty industry. So we're going to touch on a few things, but this is a must read on Amazon. Good beach read, good plain read. Sorry about my background being a little wonky there. I'm trying to get it all in there. There we go. Empire of Mirrors. Okay. So where do we want to start, Ebru? What myth do you want to attack first?
Uh, let's go with the SPFs because these days, like maybe a couple weeks ago, until a couple weeks ago, there was a huge scandal in
Oh,
Australia
yeah.
about SPF, and they were saying, "Oh, we're 50 SPF." Where an independent third body tested it, and they found, well, you're not
Not
50.
so much.
Wow. you know? So that's the thing. SPF is very important, of course, to protect ourselves from the sun. But there's two things here. Go for a very reputable company that you trust with SPF. Look at their data. If you don't feel okay, email them, ask them. But here's another thing. They put SPF also into the makeup in the BB creams and
Yeah.
foundation. However, that doesn't they think it counts as some protection, but it's not going to. So you need to apply around 5 to 7 times more than the normal amount of foundation so you can get the SPF amount you need with a regular sunscreen. The sunscreen is designed for that. The foundation, not so much.
I'm
So
glad you brought that up because you're right. People seem to think that if their foundation or moisturizer has a little SPF in there, that they're good.
I
No.
wish it doesn't work that way. I wish. I mean, it would make my life easier. And on another point, if you're taking pictures on your wedding day, remember the photographers don't want any SPF in your foundation. You know why? Because the flash light like makes
Oh,
it
yeah.
completely like reflective and you end up with white face where your husband to be, it looks normal. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's
that's
another
yeah,
reason.
that's interesting.
So you got to be careful with the SPF you select, when to use it, which brand you use it, which product type you use it.
But you should use it every day.
Yes.
Absolutely
And
every day.
on top of that, you should also take care of your vitamin D levels.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point too. So, okay, well, that's a good first myth busting. All SPFs are not equal. So there you go. I think let's talk about retinols next because I feel like retinols are kind of talked about now as like the end all be all for like you need to have a retinol to have glowing skin. What do you think about that?
Well, retinol works, but not for everyone, because not every percentage the brands claim. So the over-the-counter retinol products are weak, too weak, and that do not do a lot. And the drug kind, the one that you get prescribed, that could be too strong for me, for you, because it was
Yeah.
too strong for me. I mean, I completely become flaky. My
Yeah.
skin cannot handle it. So I understand brands now market this as the miracle cure all, as you said. However, when it's quite specific when it in what it does. So the myth is when you overuse it, it's not going to make your skin better. It may create a skin barrier damage depending on your skin type. And I mean, Big Beauty likes it when you buy it more and more and more, and then you disrupt your skin, and then you end up getting more products to fix it. So that's the myth. So if you think you need retinol, first see your dermatologist. Go with a professional who would look at your skin and understand it, and then they can prescribe it for you, the best quality and the best amount you need.
Yeah, great advice, because you're right. People seem to think more is better. And actually, I'm going to bring up to that point a hair care myth, because people think that getting squeaky clean hair is the definition of clean. And I'm telling you, that is a myth. That is actually not good for your hair, and you're stripping the oils. The reason you're getting squeaky clean hair is because there's detergent in your sulfate-laden shampoo, most likely. Still in the US market, the majority of products, the vast majority of products have sulfates, which can be irritants. They can create allergies. They can create bumps. If you've ever had like little red bumps on your scalp and didn't know what that was from, you can thank the sulfates. And they are stripping your hair. And when you get that squeaky clean squeak thing happening, that's not good. So that is a myth. You do not want that. Yeah, that's a little hair myth I threw in. But let's go back to skincare, and let's talk about if you have oily skin. I've often heard people say, well, I can't really use moisturizer, or I certainly can't use a face oil because that's just going to create more problems. Is that true?
Nope, backwards. Backwards. If you have oily skin, you should use your moisturizer, and if you want to, a face oil, but you need to choose it carefully. So, oily skin usually produces more oil because it's dehydrated, because it's trying to compensate for the loss of oil. I'm oily skin. I know. I grew up with it. It was horrible. So your skin is trying to compensate, it's getting oilier, and then you're overwashing, and then it gets worse, then you end up with breakouts. So skipping the moisturizer makes it worse. So unfortunately, if the brands convince you that you have oily skin, you need 12 different mattifying and oil control products, that is wrong. You just need one good hydrating moisturizer. That's it. So instead they sold you 12 products instead of one thing that's going to help you. So that's the myth.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I'm glad you busted that one, because that one I do hear quite a lot. And do you think these myths, how do you think they're created? Do you think they're marketing campaigns? I know the Squeaky Clean definitely was a marketing campaign. I can't remember the brand name when I was growing up. I think it was it Brex or some brand that did that. But others are maybe because they're just lack of education. Where do you think these myths are
I
coming from?
think it's a combination of things. So the oily skin slash don't use moisturizer thing, I heard that since the 80s when I was growing up, and now my age comes up. Because I used to have horrible acne. I used to go to my dermatologist, and he was like, "You're not using moisturizer, are you?" So the dermatologist, 80s, this is 80s, okay? They were telling us to use a moisturizer, but the beauty industry was saying, no, use a mattifier, use this,
Yeah,
use that. So that was pushed onto us even when we were teenagers, and you're desperate, you were going for it. So
yeah,
that was the marketing thing. Retinol, dermatologists love retinol. They say use it, it's good for you, but they always say, come to us, let me see your skin first. So
yeah,
but the beauty industry, the big beauty industry says, oh, we have a better one. You don't have to go to dermatologists anymore. Just buy this, use it every day. So it's a combination of things, marketing, and then not enough information, because it's hard to make a big complex subject into a sound bite and easy to
yeah.
understand sound bite, because nobody has the time to understand the complex thing. I get it, but I think you're right.
Well, and you're hitting on something that is our culture these days, which is we have the attention span less than a goldfish. And so if you can't give somebody some information or soundbite they can latch onto right away, they don't want to spend the time to do their own research or homework or any of
Oh,
that. So
definitely.
okay, well, that's good. We busted a few. We'll do another one of these. We'll find some more myths, or if you have, oh, I like this. Let's ask people to submit their myths and
Oh
we
yeah.
will bust them. So put your myths in the comments and we will do another video and give you our point of view on those myths. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah. bring it on. Anything, supplements, skincare, body care, bring it on.
Bring it on. So anyway, thanks for joining, and we'll see you on our next episode shortly.